What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? It is Knight here with my co-host. What moniker are you going by today, good sir?
Ooh, today is who am I going to be today? Today I am going to. This is actually a more recent one. I don't think I told you this one yet. Today I'm going to go by Mr. El Banco.
Mr. El Banco. And where does that come from? I've never heard that
All
before.
right, so I've been on a big fishing kick lately, and we were talking to this guy, and there's like the club, right? There's a club that you kill the fish with.
Yeah.
And in New York, we call it like a billy club. But this guy was like super southern, had this thick accent, and he called it the bonker.
The bonker.
He
Because you
called it
just
the
bonk on
bonker
the head.
because you could just you just bonk him on the head. And so it got to a point in the trip where the one guy we were with just couldn't catch any fish. He was hooking them, but he couldn't catch them. And so we were all like supporting him. We were all trying to help him, right? Helena was trying to help him find the fish. Brendan had like the net to catch him, so he didn't have to try to reel him all the way on the shore. And then I had the bonking stick, right? I had the bonker, and so I was El Bonco.
El Banco. I like
El
it.
Bonco. Yeah, I was El Bonco, and then we had um, Net Maestro 3000. And then our buddy who couldn't catch anything was Senor Hooks a lot. Because he hooked
Because
like
he
eight
hooked
or ten.
everything, but just couldn't
He
catch them.
hooked like he hooked like 8 or 10 fish. Like the 2 fish I caught had his hooks in them that he hooked them earlier with.
That's funny.
So yeah, it was pretty funny.
So
So
this
I'm
is
El Banco.
El Banco. So this is episode 5. Disappointing games. Most disappointing games. So what's going on?
Yeah.
What's exciting with you?
What's exciting? Well, um, first thing that's exciting is
What's the
Pabst Blue.
so what's the
What's that?
unofficial sponsor today? Who you got?
Oh yeah, that's what I should do. Unofficial. Today's unofficial sponsor is brought to you by shitty fucking rabbits
What are your
because
rabbits up to?
that is about the source of my frustration, which is going to be taken on in this podcast and impromptu the listeners' ears. They're just fucking dicks, dude.
Say why? What are they doing?
I don't know. So like, bunnies are usually cool, man. Usually bunnies like they like to be pet. You can play with them. These bunnies are just fucking jerks, man. Like, I'll let them out. I'll let them out of their little cage because like I have like their big habitat thing that I built for them. I have it all packed up because I'm getting ready to move, so they just have their cage. And so when I let them out for like a longer period of time than normal, just to kind of like make up for it, I guess. Get them their exercise. They get to run around, and they're just fucking assholes. Like, I let them out for three seconds, and they're already digging at the carpet.
Well, yeah.
And then, like, they didn't used to do that. Like, and then they chewed through the damn cable for one of my surround sound speakers.
Oh, that's unacceptable.
And that's like they don't chew. Like that's the one thing. Like they don't chew wires. Like that's the one thing. Like I got lucky on. Like they just for whatever reason don't
Chew the
like chewing
outside.
shit like cables. Yeah, because that's usually what like rabbits do. They'll just like chew on anything. That's like their job. There's like the nibble. Their job is to nibble and fuck, and it's a sweet life. But they just like as I was packing, dude, they just bit through this cable, this wire, and now I'm over it. So now I'm pissed off at the rabbits. I put it back in their cage early, and now I'm enjoying a nice Milwaukee Pabst Blue Ribbon 12 fluid ounce beer.
There's your second unofficial sponsor.
That's my second unofficial sponsor. Here, I'll show it again for the viewers. An award-winning brew in like 1964 or whatever. I don't know.
So what is?
Yeah.
So what's one of your most disappointing games?
Not one of this is a slippery slope, my friend.
There's a lot, but I know one of mine.
My most disappointing game.
It can be recent or past memory.
Ooh. I gotta like Blue's Clues it up. Dude, I gotta check my handy dandy notepad.
You want me to start?
You know what? Yeah, you start this time.
Okay.
What do you got?
Easy. Ghost Recon Breakpoint. Easy.
See, I didn't play that expansion. I didn't play it.
Oh, dude, fucking awful.
Well, we talked about this. We talked about episode 1, episode 2. We kind of like shit on it a little bit.
Did we?
Yeah, we talked about it that might have been the initial take, right? That was
because we had two takes. I don't know which one. Oh, it might have been
on our whoopsie take. The forbidden, our secret stash. I think we talked about it on that. So.
Yeah, but it's garbage. So the story sucks. Like totally wasted potential. Off.
Yeah. No, yeah, we definitely did talk about this. Yeah, whatever. Who cares? I'm gonna say it anyways. Here's episode 5. Recap the previous episode. Right.
Terrible story. Completely wasted opportunity. And then after you beat the story, dude, there's nothing to do in the world. Nothing.
Yeah, that's what you're saying. There's no playability.
No.
Or
there's nothing to do. Absolutely nothing. So and they built this. The world is awesome. Like the world they built, the island they built, it's sweet. It's beautiful. It's got all these like mountains and different weather and like swamps and stuff, different places to go. But my God, there's nothing to do in it. And like all the side missions you do, instead of utilizing the entire map they made, the side missions send you to the same base over and over again. There's like 3 bases they keep sending you to. So they have this entire map, and it's
just compartmentalized,
dude. And they use like 5% of it.
And it's compartmentalized into this toilet bowl.
And it sucks because like the gameplay is like it's such a more refined version of Wildlands, whereas Wildlands was like pretty arcadey. It's arcadey compared to Breakpoint. So like as soon as you get on the controller in Breakpoint and your character and behind the gun and stuff, going back to Wildlands, I was like, holy shit, this is. It felt like Call of Duty. Like, it felt like it was super floaty. The guns felt... the Breakpoint play is amazing, but there's nothing to do. And the story just fucking sucks.
So, and this is what we brought up, is that the whole selling point of the game wasn't the playability. It wasn't the sweet graphics. It wasn't all the cool shit you could do. It was fucking Johnny Bernthal.
Yes.
It was the Punisher. The whole game. That's what we talked about. I remember we talked about this because we questioned Andromeda. Or not Andromeda.
Cyberpunk?
Cyberpunk. Golly, dude.
Because it was pushing
Keanu? Because it had Keanu Reeves in it. Yeah.
Yes.
That was the whole selling point to Breakpoint. It was like, hey, remember that sweet game we just did? We remade it. That's because that's how they sold it. They sold it that it was essentially an expansion off of Wildlands. Just was Johnny Bernthal. Like that's how they sold it. And then you play it, and it's just dog shit.
Yeah, it was terrible. And like, dude, I was looking so much. I was looking so much like
so forward.
Ugh.
Yeah.
And of course, it's like anything else. Like, you play for like the first week or whatever, and you're in like
ham.
Yeah, and you're in that honeymoon phase, and everything is great, and you're like, yeah. And then like after you sit down and you think about it for like 5 seconds, you're like, this is fucking awful. This sucks.
Fucking second.
Mm-hmm. Then you have to come back down to reality and.
Yeah, then you just gotta muster through it at the end of it. You're just like, ugh.
Yep.
Like I paid $60 for this piece of shit.
Dude, there's nothing to past the story. There's nothing to do. There's no breaching clears. There's no no cart.
Yeah, none of those.
So this is the other annoying thing. in Wildlands, you could get into some like pretty intense like street fights,
Yeah, just like
um,
impromptu.
like car fights. You know,
Yeah,
chasing someone down like a
yeah,
convoy, and
like
then
super impromptu
yeah,
fights.
and it just goes off the rails. And next thing you know, it's your whole squad of 4 guys fighting this whole army of trucks coming at you.
Yeah.
Well, in Breakpoint, you don't have any AI teammates.
Okay.
Okay.
That's a good start. That's a decent start.
Wait.
But,
Okay. So you're by yourself. Now, what happens when you get into a car chase? Let's say a convoy.
yeah.
Can you shoot out the window and drive at the same time? No. Can they shoot and drive at the same time? Yes.
Yes.
So who wins?
It essentially just becomes Grand Theft Auto at that point.
Yes. Who wins by default?
Yeah. So it's
And
just
like
super.
And it was I remember this. It was pretty funny. I was driving and I was coming up to a convoy and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna take out a convoy. I'm like, cool. I started driving up to the convoy and then the realization hits me. How am I gonna kill the convoy?
Like what am I gonna do?
I can't shoot.
Yeah.
So I try like ramming it off the road, but there's 3 vehicles. You have the main vehicle that's flanked by 2 protector vehicles.
Yeah.
And I tried running them off the road, and there's 3 of them shooting at me, and I'm like, okay, well, I can't. This is dumb.
Load previous. Start again.
Yeah, that was Yep.
What a shame.
Yep. They are bringing back the AI teammates though.
Like as like what DLC or
no? They're patching them in.
Oh my god.
Yes.
At this point, who cares?
Which
who's responsible? Who's responsible for Ghost Recon Breakpoint?
Oh god.
Like the studio?
Yeah, the Ubisoft has like
Ubi.
I want to
say Ubisoft. Well, it's 2020, so it's got to be gender neutral. So it's Ubisoft.
Is it Montreal? Who is it?
Is it Montreal? That'd be cool.
Ubisoft Paris.
Paris. Oh well.
Yeah, there you go.
French. That's not surprised, I guess.
Yeah, so next month they're coming out with the AI teammates, which to their credit has to be like a pain in the ass to implement.
Yeah, but I feel like it's like too late in the game's life to like, hey, sorry, sorry that fucking.
Well, the thing is that before the game even launched, people were pissed off that the AI teammates weren't there.
Yeah. So they had that grace window. They had that grace period.
But the problem was that they built the game ground up to be played solo, without AI. So now they have to basically write and program 3 other AI teammates for the player. They have to dialogue, so now they have to go into the studio and re-record dialogue for each of the characters. That's not a small. It's not a small thing.
It's not a small thing, but they had some foreshadowing. You know what I mean?
So Ubisoft could have just said, no, this is a solo. That's not how we designed the game. We're not doing it.
They could have just changed some playability then.
However, before the game even launched, Ubisoft did say, yes, we're going to bring back AI teammates.
Ugh.
Yes. So they shot themselves in the foot. And they
bent over backwards. They yes man themselves.
So
and that's what happened. Hey, can we get a puppy? You want to say no, but you said yes. Now it's time to get the puppy. Yep. Old lady's nagging. She wants her puppy.
Yeah. So Breakpoint is easily my most recent.
Disappointment.
Yeah, easy.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good one. I think my most disappointing game of all time is. Okay, so there's. I'm gonna say mine, and then we're gonna backpedal a little bit, and I think we might have a mutual game. I'm gonna guess. I'm shooting in the dark on that one. My most disappointing game of all time, and I name dropped it earlier. Andromeda.
Yeah, dude.
Mass Effect Andromeda was the biggest white pile of dog shit I've ever seen. uh, like, so EA, and I should have known. I should have known EA would have fucked this up. But all right, so EA already had kind of a flop on Mass Effect 3, right?
Yes.
Mass Effect 3 was a phenomenal game. Like the gameplay from start to finish, first playthrough, on your first playthrough, right? Once you understood how the game worked, it was garbage. But on your first playthrough, you're fucking bright-eyed, bushy-tailed. Like, this is amazing. That game played phenomenal. Let's get to the last hour of the game, right? Where you got to try and, like, fight through that horde to get sucked up into the ship, right?
Yep.
The first time you fight that, you're in that fight scene, you're like, yo, this is fucking intense, dude. And you're fucking fighting, and you're just scratching and clawing, dude, trying to get in the ship. Boom, get in the ship. Past the horde, get in the ship. Then you've got that bullshit boss fight at the end. And then you go up into, like, the command center, and you got to make that decision, right? To do what to do with, like, the sentinels.
Yep.
And then you choose your option based on how you played your campaign. And then you get this disappointing flop.
Oof.
Right? That's huge flop. You're like, you just toss yourself in, like, the tractor beam, you disintegrate, whatever happens. Whatever outcome you chose happens. Super shitty. Okay. You're like, wow, that was gay. Maybe just that choice sucked. So you go back and you replay the entire game. All right, this game's like 80 plus hours of gameplay if you do everything. Huge game.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I'm not even getting to Andromeda yet. I'm still on 3. So imagine how harsh I'm going to be on Andromeda. All right, I'm painting a picture right now. I am fucking.
And what's even more insulting,
I am Van Gogh with my words right now.
What's even more insulting about 3 is that you had 2 games to build up to it, and both the first game and the second game could not have been any better than they were.
No, so the first game was so far ahead of its time.
Yep.
And it did, like, a really good job at, like, building these characters. And then the second one, you really got to understand these characters. And then the third one, that sets you up for success. Like, you can't fuck this up.
Correct.
Right? You've got history. You've got affection for the characters in the game. You've got this fan base already built. Now you just need to deliver. Not even like gameplay, dude. The gameplay could stay the same from 2 to 3. You just need to give them the story.
Just tie it off. That's all you gotta do. And
the story was sweet, dude. The story was cool all the way to the end. And then once you understood how lazy the game was, all right, so you get this garbage ending. You're like, yo, fuck this. You either go back to, like, some load you had and pick another ending, or you replay the entire game. You just start picking, like, different outcomes, different stories.
But
you treat different characters differently. And then, so say you do option 2, right? You start a whole new game. You do everything differently. And then, you get some different dialogue. You do some different missions. Get to the end. And then you start to realize, wait a minute. I did everything different, but this is the same.
Yep.
And then, for me, because I played my second playthrough on the hardest difficulty. I always play my first playthrough on, like, medium, I guess, just to kind of, like, get the story. And then I'll go through again to actually, like, get the taste of the gameplay on a harder difficulty. So that's what I did. I did the story in the first one, blown away, last hour, garbage. I'm like, okay, maybe I fucked up. Redid it on a harder difficulty all the way through. Got to the end. I did, like, everything opposite to get, like, the full flavor, right? Right. I just drank some wine. Now I'm swishing it around in my mouth and trying to get all the flavors. I notice that everything now becomes the same.
Yep.
And I'm like, yo, wait a second. And I start fucking with the game. So that last fight where you got to fight through the horde, tractor beam yourself up to the top. I initially was supposed to die there on my second playthrough. I was getting my ass kicked. I fucked up. When you get to that final cutscene where everyone gets blown up and you have to like limp your way to that elevator,
Yep.
but you only have your pistol. You have
Yep.
some default pistol they just gave you. You lost your pistol. You somehow have this game loaded default pistol. Then you got to shoot the hordes that are coming at you. So on the hardest difficulty, the weapon they supply you cannot keep up with the horde.
No.
They will overrun you every single time. And so that huge flaw number one right there. But then huge flaw number two right there is that you cannot die in that scene, in that part of the game. Like, you don't have to shoot the horde. They'll just swing at you and you won't die. Because they want you just to get to the
light. Part. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was like number two. That was mind blowing. But then again, I'm like, okay, EA, I get it. And then, yeah, you go through the fight again. And then I picked a different ending. And it was the exact same thing. I fucking toss myself into this tractor beam. I disintegrate. And then the Sentinels leave planet Earth in a different color. Like, that's all. Instead of, like, turning green, they flew away and turned orange.
So
And then there was, like, a little cutscene that if you were, like, really good friends with everybody, they were on, like, some far distant planets, like Garrus and shit like that. Garrus and Legion. And they're like, oh. And then, like, it hints that fucking Shepard's still alive. But he's not.
To show the viewers at home, and to try my new scene I made for this.
You got it for me? Thank you.
Yes, I am going to show them the Mass Effect 3 ending. The options the player has as an ending. Now, mind you, as we just said, we've gone through 3 games. The past 2 games were
phenomenal.
Yes. And
Mass Effect 2 is still
one of the best games.
One of my all-time favorite games. I think that's probably number 2 on the list.
And every choice you made in each game made a huge difference.
Huge difference. Like Mass Effect 1, you couldn't play the game the same way twice if you wanted to, because everything was so precise and so finicky.
Yep. And then Mass Effect 3 comes out, and then this is no exaggeration.
Yeah, state-of-the-art 4K technology. Like, it was the hotness. Like, it came out at the perfect time.
These are your endings right here. Let me see if this works.
Oh,
here it is. Here it is, baby.
It's pulling up.
This is right here. See where my mouse is? These are your endings right here. You have the blue ending.
Yep.
You have the green ending.
Yep.
And you have the red ending. That is the exact same. And
literally, the scene is the exact same, but when they fly off Earth, they're just different colors.
It's the different color. That's all they did. They built up 3 games to choose, and you literally choose what color you want your game to end in. It's phenomenal. It's great.
And like, the community was torches and pitchforks.
Oh,
dude.
It was. I have never seen.
The community was outraged.
What was
the biggest? The biggest like there was petitions.
Yes.
So give people, we want a new ending, and EA was like, nah.
What did they call it? There was a certain name for the movement. Oh, damn it.
You're gonna have to Google that. I don't remember.
I'm looking it up right now.
Yeah, and EA was like, nah.
Oh, and then there was like people started coming up with their own endings. Like Shepard was like having a dream, or
yeah,
my God, and talking to the child at the end.
Oh, dude,
it was so.
Ew.
To add to the disappointment meter for this game, I remember when the game just came out, me, you, and Josh were all playing through it, our first time, and Josh ended up nuking the Quarian fleet. Like, yes, he sided with the Geth and nuked the Quarian fleet. And, like, he watched the scene of, all the ships getting blown up or whatever, And like that was so shocking to him that the game allowed you to do that or whatever. And like he literally took like he had to stop playing and he took like a break.
Yeah.
So he could process what
Yeah.
the hell?
The poor Quarians, dude. Like
yeah, dude. He nuked
they're
them all.
they're already getting fucked down, dude. Like their planet, like the robots they built, like destroyed their planet. They had like hiding these ships in space.
And then he got to the end of the game, like everyone else did, and it made no difference.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
I remember
he nuked an entire race. He made them go extinct. The Quarians no longer exist in the solar system. It's not even.
I remember in
it means
3.
Nothing.
I remember in 3. So there's like key relationships that you need to like balance perfectly. Like the one with the weird psycho bald lady, and then Miranda. You have to like balance that one perfectly to get them both to survive.
Yes.
And then there's the one with Legion and Tali.
Yep, Legion and Tali.
You need to balance that one perfectly. And I remember my first playthrough, I fucked that up.
That sucks.
And it got to the scene where Tali kills herself. She jumps off the ledge. She like pulls her mask off.
God.
Gives Shepard a fucking smooch. Jumps off the ledge.
That's painful.
That was painful for me.
Yes,
because that's my favorite. Tali was my favorite character.
Yep, that was your girl.
And I was like, "Fuck, dude!" So I literally quit and reloaded, and I tried replaying it. I'm like, "No way now, dude." So I ended up sacrificing Legion. You like shut him down.
Yeah.
And then she was all pissed at me anyway, so it's like a lose-lose. But yeah, like, and then for none of that to even matter, dude. Like same thing with the Krogans. You literally decide the future of the Krogans. Either they get to rebuild, and because they were pretty much endangered, so to speak.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
They were sterile.
They were sterile. They were forced into like this shitty little like habitat, and then they like found a way to like make these cell-born, these two-born Krogans.
Yeah. Yep.
And then you got to decide the outcome of the Krogans. You could either just make them essentially extinct just by destroying that lab, or you're like, that's cool, and you let them like, rebuild and strengthen and hope they don't try and take over the galaxy again. And none of that matters.
One of the saddest scenes I've seen in video game cutscenes was Morden's death. When you sacrifice Morden, so he takes the elevator up to cure the Krogans.
Yeah.
And like he's singing his little tune that he always sings when he's doing his scientific venture.
Yeah, old Morden Solace, dude.
Yeah, and the music plays, and like he's gonna die, but he's saving the entire Krogan race for it. Oh, that scene, man.
What was it called? It was
What? What was what called?
The Genophage.
The Genophage.
That was like the thing that made him sterile. The virus. The Genophage.
Morden death. Look at this.
Yeah.
Feels bad, man.
Rip. But all right. So now that we got done painting this picture, flash forward to the most disappointing flop of all time for me. I'm not even going to talk about it that much. I'm just going to Mass Effect Andromeda.
I have a picture that perfectly encapsulates it, so just let me know when you're ready.
Mass Effect Andromeda. So Mass Effect 1, the hotness. Mass Effect 2, the hotness. Mass Effect 3, it's pretty good, minus like once you unveil it. So that's like a fucking sweet Thanksgiving turkey that's just been left in the oven too long. Like it looks great, you bite into it, kind of dry. Andromeda, right? Andromeda comes out years later after Mass Effect 3. Years after like the riots and the fucking the protests and petitions. So EA knows we fucked up. We need to fix this. We needed to deliver creme de la creme, dude. We need to deliver some Turduncan.
This needs to be the redemption of Mass Effect.
This is like EA's reputation is hanging on the balance ever since they released Andromeda. Or release that they were coming out with the new Mass Effect. Right? Probably one of their biggest franchises, really. Like they've had obviously franchises that are longer reigning, but I think Mass Effect has one of like the most loyal fan bases. Like you could drive around and you'll see people with the fucking N7 stickers on their cars.
Yes.
Like that's crazy. Like you don't see people driving around with Madden stickers. Okay.
No.
So like loyal. And EA just fucks it. There's dog shit in the yard. Instead of shoveling that dog shit up and just having a nice clean yard, starting fresh, all EA did was step in it and then track it back into the house.
Not only that,
over your gross carpet.
They backed in a whole manure truck and dumped it on the lawn.
Like I don't know what they were trying to do. So like it was kind of like Mass Effect 1-esque in a way, the way like the way the RPG played out. Yeah, but like I don't know. I don't even know how to get into this mess. Like it was from the get-go, dude. The first 20 minutes into the game where like you get that chick out of the capsule, and then you have the dialogue. First of all, the role playing, like the voice acting, so the dialogue, the writing, and then the voice acting alone. First two things in the first 10 minutes of the game was absolute dog shit. Like super cookie cutter, like, hey, how are you? Oh, I'm good. How are you? Fantastic. Like just cringe-worthy cookie cutter fucking white bread Superman-esque dialogue.
And not only the delivery, but it was the dialogue itself.
The dialogue was terrible.
And then you had
like the whole point of Andromeda, and this was supposed to be their big selling point, was that Andromeda was meant to build personalities, to build characters that you can really like engage with and fall in love with and relate to, and like you bond to these characters. Like that was their selling point in Andromeda. It was not so much the gameplay, but like the story and the characters. And I, one, did not give a single fuck about any character. Two, I don't remember any of their names.
No, you have no idea.
I don't even remember how the game ends, dude. I bought like the fucking $150 like top of the line pack. Because I was one of those fucking douchey, stupid, blind followers, dude. I'm like, yo, Mass Effect's such a sweet franchise, dude. Like 3 kind of suck, but they're gonna come back, man. Like they're gonna knock it out of the park. They're gonna Babe Ruth this shit over the fucking fence.
And
I got catfished. I thought I was going out with Pamela Anderson. I got some fucking fat goth girl from Hot Topic.
And the animations that went with everything was the best.
Huh.
The animation quality was, I have never seen if you was looking at this from the outside, you would think the game was made by a bunch of interns. So I have a picture here that perfectly encapsulates the experience for Mass Effect Andromeda. So we're going to bring that up on screen.
You're going to bring that up on screen?
Mm-hmm.
All right. You think you can talk for like 2 minutes about this?
Probably not, but I'll try.
Because usually right now I would say, hey, let's pause it, but we're going to go live. So you need to bitch about this. You got to give me like a minute.
Yeah. Go do whatever it is you got to do.
We're doing this hot because this is going to be good. I'll be right back.
Okay. So what I'm about to show you on screen, this is an actual dialogue. This is the exact quote. And I remember this because when I got to this point in the game, this was this was like within 2 hours. That was it. That's all I played. This was the point I stopped playing. Like I could not take this title seriously. Okay, let me bring this up for you. This is good. This is an actual quote. This is the dialogue. This is sorry. Right now, my face is tired from dealing with everything. And it was the way that it's delivered. Oh my god. Let me see if I can. Does this play?
All right, what happened? To who? To whom? And your goddamn father. Sorry, my face is tired from dealing with everything.
Yo, I'm hoping that came through on the screen.
Oh, okay.
If this worked, I just showed the viewers at home the my face is tired scene.
Which one?
My face is tired.
Oh, God, yeah.
Oh my god.
That was like one of the first. That was like one of the first cutscenes, right?
Oh yeah, it's like within the first 2 hours, and it was this cutscene that I stopped playing.
Okay.
I'm sorry, my face
I'm
is
exhausted
tired.
because I had to do some digging around. So, I mean, obviously, I'm gonna get some pleasure out of this. Like, obviously, I'm gonna feel a lot better about my Monday after this. But this is really just for the viewers. This is more. I am providing you a service of entertainment. All right, so here we go. So if when this comes on YouTube, you'll get to see everything. I found it. I still have it. Right. So I bought the like 150, like the creme de la creme pack, dude. Right. This is what I got. This is the normal plastic shitty case. Now I got like a cool whatever I don't even remember what the fuck that thing was called, dude.
What?
Your little gauntlet sword thing.
Oh, the little punchy thing.
Whatever the thing was called.
Yeah,
I got like that, and I got like the guide for the game. And I think that maybe like a poster that I never used. But that's it. And then I got like this redemption, you know, the Andromeda edition de deluxe, whatever.
Deluxe
and I got
edition.
like a little redemption code. Yep. So there you go. Yeah, obviously you guys can't use it because I already redeemed it. You know, welcome to the Andromeda Initiative. Thanks for the next. You know, like they write you a handwritten letter, like thanks for continuing to support us, even though we suck. Letter, right? I remember reading that. I was blown away.
Thanks, loser, for your money.
Yeah. But I remember like seeing this stuff. Like, okay, hang on, let me go back. This cover looks sweet. Right? The cover to the manual looks sweet, dude. N7. Like dude, N7 is still alive. It's coming back. It's not. You're like part of some new bullshit. You're part of the Andromeda Initiative, which is gay. And then this is the only thing that comes in this case. The disc. Right? Looks pretty sweet still, right? The Sentinel is still kind of like in the background doing this thing, right? Some foreshadowing. Oh fuck, they're gonna tie everything in, right? No. Ah, there you go. Fuck that game, dude. I just snapped that piece of shit in half.
Feels bad, man.
That's $150 I'm never gonna get back.
Woof.
There it is. I just snapped this. So BioWare, EA Sports, if you're listening, not EA Sports.
You just reminded me of another. I have another one. I got another.
I need EA to suck the burps out of my south mouth, dude. I'm over it. Anyways.
You feel better?
I feel good, dude. That's like I did that for the viewers.
You mentioned BioWare, and I immediately thought of another game.
Oh. What do we got?
Anthem.
Ugh.
Dude.
They're supposed to be making an Anthem too.
Yes. Yep.
Anthem was so BioWare also shot themselves in the foot with Anthem because they spent way too much time, way too much money hyping that game up.
Yep.
And there was some pretty cool things about Anthem. But what was that one? What's that screenshot where it's like the dialogue on it is it's like because you get to like choose your dialogue, right?
Oh, and it's like the same
it's like
three
the
options.
same answers.
Oh God.
Yeah, you got to pull that up, dude.
Anthem dialogue.
That is, I know that encapsulates Anthem in like one photo.
Oh, right here. This is it. Yeah, dude. Okay, I got it.
Would you Google?
I just put in Anthem dialogue choices, and it was literally the first. It's like the first box.
Yeah. Nope or no.
Yeah, I'll
Those
pull
are
it
your
up for,
two options.
I'll pull it up for the viewers.
Nope or no.
Oh.
Get out of here, BioWare.
I can't blow this up. But right here, so in most like BioWare games, BioWare is also the same company that made Mass Effect. So
Yes.
you would have dialogue choices. And depending on what choice you picked for the dialogue would obviously depend on how the conversation would carry out and whether or not you were able to do certain things.
Yeah.
Well, they decided in a brilliant move that to give you a dialogue choice between no and nope.
Nope and
Yep.
no.
Those are your choices. You better you better pick carefully.
Like, yeah. I don't like either of those choices. I got to restart the game. I got to try and get some new choices.
How embarrassing.
Yeah, like, good job. So, all right. So, backpedal. Boop, we're backpedaling. So, I had a game in my mind that I think would be like a mutual flop.
Okay, what you got?
And I'm shooting from the hip, dude. I'm fucking Yosemite Sam in it right now. Okay. Here we go. Right? It is the sequel to maybe one of the most oh boy, I don't want this. It's like the forefather of modern shooting games. Right? This is the founder. And this is the sequel to it.
Okay.
Win Back 2.
Oh my God.
The hottest pile of shit. Maybe I never beat it. That's a game I never beat.
This is going, yeah, me neither. This is going way
I
back
am
too.
throwing it back, dude. I threw it back so hard I blew out my shoulders. I'm just throwing it back.
Win Back is still, like the first one, Win Back 64, is still one of my all-time favorite games. And the main character in that game...
Win Back, the first Win Back is...
It's one of the best games ever.
Dude.
Yeah.
It's titties. It's titties. You could take cover. You could pop and shoot.
Yep, it had everything. The story was amazing. Simple, but it fucking worked. The characters were awesome.
Yeah.
And, so the first game was amazing. So for the viewers...
Absolutely.
For the viewers at home, Win Back was about... You were a part of a SWAT team. The SWAT team had like, I don't know,
a bunch of members,
15 different characters.
A bunch of different characters. They all had different roles.
Yep. Like you had your explosive specialist, you had your machine gunner, you had your tech specialist, so on and so forth.
You had the hot chick with cone tits.
Yep.
Pointy boobs.
And you played as the rookie. That was your character, Jean-Luc Cruz. Still one of my one of my all-time favorite characters.
Still a pretty sweet name.
And as you progress, because a terrorist organization took over a weaponized satellite. It was super futuristic. It could shoot a laser, pinpoint accuracy anywhere on Earth, and it could cause mass destruction.
Yeah, pretty
So
basic,
yeah,
shitty movie plot.
right. But for a
Yep.
video game, it works fucking perfect.
Yeah.
So the premise of the game was it was you and the SWAT team going in to win back the satellite control.
Yep.
And one by one, each member of your SWAT team would get taken out until it was just like a handful of you left. And the more of you that got taken out, the more you cared about the people that were left until it was just like, I think 3 of you ended up making it out.
Yeah.
Jean, the girl, and the tech nerd, I think, ended up making it.
Yeah, I'm going to look up these names.
Yeah. But, yeah, so the story was amazing. It kept you hooked. The boss fights were incredible. The gameplay was on point because it was like one of the first games.
The flamethrower guy was like the hardest one.
I don't even remember. I remember the guy with double pistols was a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
There
All right,
was
here we go. Yeah, so Jean Lecoux.
Yep.
All right.
I should just like bring this up.
The fat guy, Mike Hawkins. That was the demolition. Okay, that was not what I need. Win back Wikipedia, third-person shooter.
Yeah, everything about the game was phenomenal. And then the second game, and it took. Okay, let me see.
It took forever.
Let's see. Win back 64, September 1999. Win back 2, Project Poseidon. 2006. So it took 7 years. And for, like I said, the first one back was, and it still is, one of my all-time favorite games.
That's the best, dude. Okay, so Jean Lecoux, right?
Yep.
That's your main guy.
Yep.
Oh, Lisa.
Yeah,
Lisa Roberts. Jake Hudson.
Oh, he was your favorite, right?
He was my favorite, the guy with the bandana.
Yep, he dies at the very end.
Yeah, he makes it all the way to the end.
Yep.
Stephen Legal.
Okay, yep.
He's the vice commander, instructor for the recruits. It's the old bastard. Mike Hawkins was the demo guy, the fat guy. And then Thomas Smith. That's the other guy that survives.
He's the tech nerd?
Well, yeah. There's Law Bruford, Matthew Brown. That's the guy with the knife, the hand guy. And then, some of these I don't even remember, dude.
The Crying Lions. That was the
terrorist organization.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yep.
Death Mask. He was the one that had the 2 pistols. Yep.
Then there's like the flamethrower / rocket guy. That guy sucked.
Yep.
But yeah, good old Winback, dude. I mean, Winback paved the way for lots of games, dude. I mean, let's think about. Oh boy, I had it and I lost it.
Basically, any third-person shooter that came after. There we go. Like Resident Evil 4, right? Yeah.
That's like another huge. I mean, Resident Evil 4 has been remade like, I don't know,
every console so far.
14 billion times.
Literally every console since its release.
Yeah. Since GameCube.
Yep.
The GameCube was the original, and then it came out on PS2. And that's when it had all like the DLCs and the new content.
Yep.
You get like the sweet tuxedo with the stiletto. You could put fucking what's her nuts and some body armor.
Yep.
Yeah. And it came with like the classic suit, the Raccoon City police suit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and then yeah, I mean, Winback essentially paved the way for that. Like the Metal Gear Solids, like the future Metal Gear Solids. I think 1 came out before Winback. I think Winback came up before 2. And Metal Gear Solid 2 was maybe one of the most iconic Metal Gear Solids of all time.
It's one of my favorite ones.
If not the most iconic one of all time.
Mm-hmm.
So like Winback paved the way.
Win back.
And then they just
2 was so bad.
2 was garbage, dude.
Everything about it. The gameplay sucked.
And yeah, the developer was some company called Omega Force, but the publisher was Koei.
It's the same. Koei
Yep.
did.
Yep.
Was that for Winback 2?
That was for the first one.
Yes, that was for the first one.
Operation Winback.
Who did? Do we know who did the second one?
No. Hang on. Winback 2.
Project Poseidon.
Went back to developer
Cavia.
Koei, yeah, Koei Tecmo Games, and Cavia was the developer, but the
Yeah.
publisher was the same, Koei Tecmo.
Cavia.
But Cavia is different. That's a new developer.
Yeah, 2 was terrible. I mean, even the mission structure was just trash.
I remember playing it, and I was just like, nah,
Yeah, it was awful.
nah.
I don't even know what the story was. Not a clue. Never beat it.
I don't remember anything about the
Because
game.
I remember just being so utterly disappointed that, man, feels effing chat. Feels bad, man.
That's right, dude. Press have to pay respect for the flop.
Dude, I completely forgot all about this game. I would have never have guessed
I
that
didn't.
you would bring this up.
Wild card, baby. El Blanco.
That's
the wild card.
the hell of a wild card right there.
Yep. I don't know. I don't even know. That was a impromptu thought.
Oh, feels bad, man.
Well.
I have another one.
Ooh, you got another one. I like another ones.
I still have not beat it. And it's funny because I keep going back and I'll re-download it every now and again. I just re-downloaded it within the last year and tried doing it again. No. And I still have yet to beat it. Dark Souls 2.
You haven't beat Dark Souls 2?
Nope. I fucking cannot stand that game. It is so ass compared to all the other Soulsborne games. Like, everything about it, I cannot stand. I hate the stats. I hate what they did with the adaptation stat. That they even introduced it in the first place was mind-blowing to me. The world sucked. The areas sucked. The enemies. Dude, there's not a facet of that game that I enjoy.
Dark Souls 2?
Dark Souls 2.
Oh, boy.
And I know you like it, right?
I was a huge fan of Dark Souls.
Yes,
2.
I know you were.
I'm just like, oh, man, what do I say here? Like,
I fucking hated it, dude.
I love that game.
Nope.
That's the first one I beat on like the first playthrough.
Nope. I have never beat it.
That's a shame.
Nope. And I have the Scholar of the First Sin edition on my PlayStation. I can re-download it. And dude, every time I do, I just cannot do it. It's just ass. Dark Souls 3 is my favorite Souls game.
So I haven't even played 3 yet, so.
Yeah, 3 is amazing. 3 is...
I didn't get to play 3.
Yeah, 3 is like the pinnacle of the Souls games. Yes.
Souls.
It is phenomenal.
I gotta hop on that. Cause I remember it came out, and I was just so busy when it came out. Oh, pardon me. And I just fucking forgot about it.
And the DLC for it is incredible as well. Like, yeah, Dark Souls 3 is easily one of the best games for like the generation.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
2. Wow.
Well, at least they redeem themselves. That's a very rare thing to do. Usually once the sequel sucks, you can pretty much guarantee that everything after that sequel is going to be equal.
Yep.
If not worse.
Yep.
So, um, yeah.
Any other disappointments you can think of?
Uh,
I mean, I know you were a fan of Last of Us, the first one.
First one was phenomenal. I still, to this day, think that the overall story from the first Last of Us is the best story of all time in video games. Like the way it plays out, the way you hook onto the characters is just, it's crispy, dude. It is so crispy. And the gameplay is pretty cool too.
I almost want you to play the second game.
But I've already seen the memes. I've already gotten the spoilers. That it just becomes.
I almost want you to play through
garbage.
it. So, like, you can.
I mean, I'm gonna. I have to. You know what I mean? I already went through an Andromeda, so I got to go through Last of Us. Like, but I know I'm just gonna hate it. And that's gonna suck. Whatever. I mean, I'll just torture myself for like 30 hours, however long it takes. I'll put it on like easy, dude. I'll put it on easy and just bomb through it.
I guess like from people who've played the first one, like and enjoyed the first one, like yourself.
Yeah, I loved it. I binged the first one for like a week straight, like hours on the day, and then I recommended it to everybody.
Right.
Everybody. I'm like, yo, you have to play Last of Us.
So.
And now I look like an asshole.
There are a lot of people who, like, they had a hard time finishing it. They had a hard time just even playing it through.
I bet. Just from what I've heard. Not surprised.
So, like, it's funny. Like, a lot of the YouTubers I follow, like, they'll stream on YouTube and, like, the title of their stream will be like Last of Us 2. Didn't think I'd be back playing this again.
Just
Last of Us 2. We're almost done with this shit. It's pretty.
It's unreal. That's unreal. Just between them killing off Joel and then you playing as some unknown character.
Dude. Feels bad, man. F in chat for Joel.
F in chat for Joel. Moment of silence.
Rough.
Remarks complete. Yeah, I don't know. I can't believe that. I can't believe how terrible that was.
Yeah, it's the age of being woke.
It's the age of feelings, dude.
Muffy
everyone has feelings. Everyone's a snowflake.
Oh, what did the story writer for that game? Oh God.
What?
Well, the guy who wrote the story for The Last of Us 2.
Oh, I don't know.
Says if you don't like the game. He used a specific slur, of course. It's like you're. I forget the word he used.
This is gonna be good.
God damn it.
Hang on. What, Last of Us 2? Creator?
Neil Druckmann. Damn. I don't want to. Oh my God, get the fuck out of here. What is this? I'm trying to figure out without, because I don't want to be wrong. Oh, it doesn't matter. Basically, he was saying that if you didn't like the game, you're an asshole. You're an asshole.
Yeah.
Some X type, that the SJWs use.
Yeah. The game is meant to push human limits. Um, okay, built built a culture of perfectionism where games have to be great no matter the human cost. He put himself in the game in like a little collectible item.
Oh, the writer?
Yeah, Dr. Uckman, the
Oh,
creator.
that's good.
He put himself as a character in the game.
Neil Druckmann throws shade at The Last of Us 2 fan reviews. Yeah, I wish I could remember what exactly he said, but
Yeah, I'm trying to. It's all like YouTube videos that I have to like pull them up and like listen to them. I don't.
yeah, that's yeah.
Okay, in an interview with Eurogamer Naughty Dog.
It's like something like you're a homophobe or sexist or one of those SJW slurs.
That's
That
fine.
if you didn't like his masterpiece of a poorly written story.
If you somehow. Oh yeah. Okay. So he adds, if you somehow have a problem with that, okay, because it's like saying that it's like, so backwards, sacrificing the story to win diversity points. It's supposed to be decisions and the exploration of the LGBTQ plus community. So that's what he's trying to do.
Of course. Yes.
So everything is in service of the story. Getting better diversity gives us better story, gives us fresher perspectives and conflict. And I hope that they play the game, they'll realize it. That once they play the game, they realize it. Then he adds, this is where it's funny. If you somehow have a problem with that, well, then that sucks. But the story's going to win for us. It's ironic and maybe sad. I think the people who will benefit the most from this kind of story are the ones that are yelling the loudest right now. But I hope there's enough in the game to draw them in and just normalize stuff that is normal. Well, it is, yeah. So this is just like a big, like, ideologic push. It is part of our society, and it is part of owning up to an interesting, nuanced character, Ellie.
Yeah. So if you don't like the game, you're a homophobe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense.
Right. It has nothing to do with the characters being poorly written or the story being poorly written or.
It's just like you built this up, right? Like Joel, like you get attached to Joel because you just like you feel bad for him. Like he loses his family, he gets dicked down in this story, and then he just has this girl he finds. Doesn't want anything to do with her, but he's like, fuck it. You know what I mean? And he's already like worn out. He's already defeated. He's got nothing left to lose. He's like, fuck it. Ends up caring for this girl. Teaches her like how to live. You know what I mean?
How to survive in the world that the post-apocalyptic world they're living in.
Yeah. And then so like you like bond to this character. You're like, yo.
The both
like,
of them.
Even all the fight scenes you go through at the end where they like when they kidnap her and you gotta like fight through that hospital or whatever it is just to like, get to her and save her, like all the shit you go through with him to get to her at the end, and you're like, yo, I'm not gay, but I love this guy. And then Last of Us 2 comes out finally, dude, after how phenomenal the first game was. And within one pee break and a shitty turkey sandwich you made, he's dead.
Yep.
Within maybe 2 hours of gameplay, dead.
And people expected him to die.
But like
it was the manner in which they killed him.
Yeah.
And the way he put himself in that position.
Yeah. Like
that is uncharacteristic of Joel.
And really just like anyone in that situation, like, you know what?
Yeah, I'm not doing that. Yeah.
No. Like, it was just an unrealistic scenario in general. And then especially with Joel, Mr. Paranoid, Mr. Safe, like, Mr. Violence, you know what I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm.
he was just anybody. And, yeah.
Feels bad, man.
Garbage.
F and chat for Joel.
F and chat. And then F and chat to the original hot Lara Croft from Tomb Raider on the PS3. The new remade Lara Croft on PS4. I wasn't a fan.
PS4 Tomb.
So when they remastered Tomb Raider from PS3 to PS4,
okay,
they like remastered Lara Croft. They like remade her. They like changed her.
Tomb Raider PS4. This was the reboot.
The new one, yeah, the new one. When Tomb Raider came out on PS3, right? It was like the hotness, right? And then they're like, "Hey, we're gonna remaster it with PS4," but they changed her. Like, it's a whole different Lara Croft. Same game, different Lara Croft.
Oh yeah, look at that.
And I had big issues with that, dude.
Oh, I didn't even know they did that.
Because PS3 Lara Croft, pretty sweet.
And she looks like, actually,
PS4 Lara Croft, lame.
PS3 Lara Croft, like, because it's like the first one, or like her origin story or whatever.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's like how Lara Croft became Tomb Raider.
Yeah, she actually looks a lot more innocent in the PS3 version than.
Yeah.
Like the PS4 version, she already looks like a disgruntled Tomb Raider.
She looks like just an old, shitty.
I'm gonna pull this up on screen here. Hold on.
Grumpy Angelina Jolie.
So this is PS. Obviously, they're labeled PS4, PS3.
Yep.
PS3. I mean, even the look, like she has a lot fairer of a look.
Yeah.
Like a more innocent look. And then PS4 is like she's already like a disgruntled.
Yep.
Tomb Raider.
I don't get it.
I did not know they did that.
Yep. I had big issues. I actually refused to buy the remaster because of that.
That was a good game, though.
It was a phenomenal game. Yeah, they just ruined it.
It's funny, I really enjoyed the first game, but I never played any of the sequels after.
The previous ones?
No, any of the ones after. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And
Do they have sequels?
Yeah, they do. I think they have 2 sequels. I think it's a trilogy. I'm pretty sure it's a trilogy.
I think they had 1. They had a trilogy? They had a second one?
Nah, yeah, they had Tomb Raider. I don't know. What do I even look up? Tomb Raider series. Maybe there's only 2.
Yeah, I don't know there was 1. But it was like an expansion. I don't even know if it was an actual game.
Ba 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 ba.
Yep.
Games. Man, I just want, like, give me.
Yeah, you can't. Sometimes the internet will just do you dirty.
There we go.
Got it?
Yeah, so there are 3 games. So it's Tomb Raider, which is the first one, and then there's Rise of the Tomb Raider.
Isn't it the point of the first one?
Yeah, I don't know. Whatever. And then the third game is Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
Whatever.
So there you go.
Over it. Still boycotting it. It's like how I boycotted Mortal Kombat 10 because Duke Sidebot wasn't in it.
Dude, 10 is still my favorite Mortal Kombat.
I mean, 10 was great.
10 is so much better than 11. Like, I'll play 11 and then I'll go back and play 10. And then I just wish the combat was, like, just reverse the combat models.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's so much more fun in 10. You can actually, like, make combo strings. Dude, it's so much better.
Yeah. Yeah, 10 had Jason Voorhees, so that was cool.
Yep.
Big Jason fan.
And watching Mortal Kombat 10 competitive
Yeah.
versus Mortal Kombat 11 competitive, dude, it's night and day.
Yeah, well, Mortal Kombat competitive is like, all right, you either use Aaron Black or Jax or Scorpion.
Who? In Mortal Kombat, it's Jackie. Jackie's
Jackie. Yeah,
Jackie.
she's pretty. Jackie's OP, and then if you can learn Sonya.
Sonya. Yep.
Sonya, if you can learn her, because she's like the perfect balance.
Yep.
But,
yeah, she's in the corner. Sonya has like a 400 damage combo. It's like takes your half health.
Yeah. What's his name? Kotal Khan has a corner juggle that's like it's 100% health.
Yeah, that's dumb.
But it's not a tournament variant. So I guess that's the technicality to it. But I've seen it. There's videos of it on YouTube.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Oh well. Shout outs?
Oh yeah. Shout outs that time of the episode. What are we at? Oh yeah. A little over an hour.
Mm-hmm. Unless you got more. Don't mind me.
No. Shout outs. Ooh, who are we gonna shout out today? We're gonna shout out Pabst Blue Ribbon.
Of course. Unofficial
That's
sponsor.
Our unofficial sponsor for today's episode. Shout out to EA. You suck. Yeah.
EA.
For ruining my childhood.
Shout out to old Winback. Winback
Oh
64.
Yeah. Shout out to Winback. You know what? Shout out to A before J, because earlier in the episode I mentioned Milwaukee. That's in Wisconsin. That's where he's from.
There you go.
I didn't forget about you, bud.
AJ got another shout out.
That's another. He's gonna be famous when he starts getting those royalties. He's got better pay us. Shout out to. I got some shout outs. So I got 2 shout outs. This ties back to my mobile Marvel Strike Force game. Shout out to my one buddy, Generic 01. That's his name in the game and on Discord. Shout out to him for giving us the old follow. And shout out to Miller Time 17 for also giving us the follow.
I seen his.
Yep, those are fellow primates of mine. Sigma Prime Time TV, Sigma Prime 8. We've had many names in the past, but every week I fucking post it in Discord, and those guys finally gave us a follow. So hopefully, eventually, the other 21 will follow suit, and then I can shut all them up too. But until then, I know if you guys make
one at a time.
1 hour into this episode, you'll hear me kind of complain. But I get it.
One at a time, baby. One at a time.
Yeah, one at a time. Yeah, we're just slow stroking it right now, right? Slow strokes.
That's all it takes.
Yeah. Allegedly.
Slow or fast, that dam eventually breaks.
That's right. We're this podcast. We're gonna rename this podcast the Hyman Podcast. Because we bend, but we don't break. So, on that note, all hail our Lord and Savior, Christy Mack. I guess that's a good way to tie into that.
Of
Talk
course.
about Hyman, and then we just tie into Christy Mack. So if you haven't subscribed to Christy Mack's only fan page, just go ahead and do it. Tough time.
I was gonna pull.
You're gonna pull.
Oh, I can't because there's others around it. She's a little surrounded by other pictures.
Yeah. You really gotta filter that search.
Yeah, I have to find one. Oh, that's.
I could actually do it on my screen share. If you have anything else you want to add while I pull this up. We're sorry that this is a little late. Usually we do this on Sundays. Today's a Monday. That's my fault, actually. I was just too busy and then tired, and I got home late as fuck. And we have like a 4-hour time difference between me and him. So, my fault. Sorry. So, in order to make up for it, we're gonna bless you with
Some
some
Christy
of
Mac.
this. Some Christy Mac.
Oh, here's one.
Here we go.
Oh,
You got a good one?
I still can't show it because
Or
it
you
won't.
can't do it.
It
Can't
won't
do it?
just give me.
All
Oh,
right,
I got
I'll
it.
do it.
I got it.
You got it?
I got it.
Okay.
I think this is her. You'll have to let me know.
I can't see it, but I can't see it.
Oh, you can't. Okay, you're gonna have to do the
Just
picture
let me do
then. Yeah, you got
Just
it.
let me do it. All right, screen share.
According to Google, it's her, but you're the Christy Mac expert, so.
Share. All right, there it is. Is that pulling up?
Oh yeah, that was her. I was right. Okay.
That's her. Yeah. So all hail
Oh, it's
our
not.
Lord Savior.
It's not showing up for some reason on my screen.
It's not.
No, feels bad,
Whatever.
man.
Whatever. Well, I'm just pulling a bunch of these pictures up right now. All hail our Lord Savior Christy Mac. Here she is. If you somehow see it.
Damn. I have a black screen on my OBS.
Okay. Well, stop share. All right.
Oh well.
All right, loyal servants.
Well, I'm not refreshing your video, so you'll have to.
Well, I mean, we're done. So.
Yeah, you'll be all right for the last 30 seconds.
Yeah, we'll make it. Happy belated Father's Day to all the fathers out there. Your dad, my dad, all the other dads.
Happy Pappy's Day.
Happy Pappies.
Happy belated Pappy's Day. Yeah.
And I think that's a good way to end it.
Yep, that's about it. This was episode 5 of
Episode
the
5. Yes.
Blame the Team
I don't
podcast.
Yes.
Most disappointing games.
Yep.
So
Give us that like, give us that follow. That's the big one. Now we need followers. We got a handful of listeners, not a lot of followers.
Give us that fat subscription.
Yes, YouTube, Twitch that we're slowly working on. I think you started your challenge on Twitch, so if you have, we should gotta plug that real quick at the end. He's live streaming on Twitch right now. Obviously, I'm still not because I'm fucked up, but he's going through Doom, and in Doom you can customize your controllers to however you want. And so if you have some crazy button layout you want, you can submit it, and he's going to complete a level on the hardest difficulty.
Yeah, that may be changing because I've been attempting it and
submit your crazy bullshit layout. You can make the L3
whatever you want,
the fire, and you could do whatever you want with the buttons.
Any
submit
button
it to him, and he's going to attempt to beat a level on the hardest difficulty with your
that layout. Yep. Leave a comment and let us know what you want me to do.
So challenge accepted. He's saying he's better than all of you. Prove it. You guys got to prove it.
Easy.
So that's Twitch, YouTube, obviously Blame the Team Podcast, Apple Podcast, again Blame the Team Podcast, Spotify can still suck my nuts. Podbean, I guess if you want to download Podbean. With
that twitch.tv/BlameTheTeamPodcast. I stream every Saturday, 9 p.m. Eastern.
There you go.
So.
There it is, fam. Till next week.
Yep, that's it. Thanks, guys, for watching, and we'll see you next week, and I may see you on stream. So wherever I see you, we see you. All right, guys.
There you go. There it is. Blame the Team. Signing off.
Peace.